Hi everyone, it's Adrienne Leah. This is a reading for the Sun, Moon, and Rising Leos for the month of April 2020. I have two decks that I'll be using for this video. The first one is the Everyday Witch Tarot, and the second one is the Magical Unicorns Oracle. I haven't pulled out any cards for the reading yet, and I don't turn them over until I pull out all the cards for the spread. So two cards fell out, and they're the Ace of Swords and the Nine of Swords. There could be some communication trouble at this time. And it does seem sporadic. Sorry, that's my husky. So your karmic card is the Three of Swords, and the further future is the Page of Swords. So I feel like this is a response to these two cards, the Ace of Swords and the Nine of Swords. I also feel like it could have to do with being upset due to mentality. Definitely feeling stressful at this time. And then for your hopes or fears, you have the Nine of Swords. So with this one, I'm getting more of caution. And for your environment, you have the Eight of Pentacles. So while this is all going on, despite the lack of communication or the right type of communication, there's still stuff that is being done. But with this one, for the environment, I would be careful, because with the Eight of Pentacles, it's important to not to put certain things together that don't mix, or maybe doing the same thing over again and expecting something different. So I'm seeing this as more of a reversal. And the broom is standing out to me in a way where there seems to be lack of movement. Linking to the Nine of Wands. Sorry if I said Nine of Swords, I meant Nine of Wands. So for your underlying energy, you have the Ten of Swords. And the Ten of Swords seems like it's trying to reach the broom, trying to get the movement going, but there is the mentality that stays in place. And it could be misdirection too, because maybe it's a point where trying the same thing and then you're not getting the result that you want. In the past, you have the Star. And the Fish is standing out to me with indulgence. And being able to concentrate on what you would like to have. Linking with communication. And also seeing what other aspects link to the communication. Going back with the Ace of Swords, there's a lot of things that are linked together. But then again, they're not really linking together. They're not really connecting. This could be a meditative time to really think those things through. And if you guys want an animal totem, maybe a raven or a crow could be helpful for you to further that communication. Because the overall energy is the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles wants to see progress, but it looks like he's sitting on what he already has. And it almost feels like you might have to put some stuff out there in order for it to come back to you, maybe threefold. There is a sense of perspective, and I do feel like the person in the card wants to have some movement, but this is a very sturdy card. It's a 4, representing a type of stability here and being grounded, which is interesting because if the overall energy is being grounded and then a lot of the cards are linked to the Swords, which is more like communication and inner thoughts, the mental realm, then there might be stuff that has to be done practically in order for things to move forward. And then you have the Seven of Pentacles. So this is your present card. But then your environment's the Eight of Pentacles. So there might be a rush here. So moving forward might not be the best idea at this point. Because with the Seven of Pentacles, it seems like there's still stuff that needs to be worked out. And unless you know like the ins and outs of your situation, of maybe your relationship or your job situation, maybe even the environment in general around you, what's going on, it wouldn't be wise to move forward because you're being blindsided right now. And I honestly feel like there could be some maybe not really understanding the severity or not having the foundation for the Four of Pentacles, because maybe the foundation is that the Four of Pentacles is set in a certain position, and because it's set in a certain position, it can't move forward. So being in the Seven of Pentacles position as well, it's not possible to get into the eights. In the further future, you have the King of Swords. And the King of Swords looks like he's licking his wounds. This seems like the cat is the energy that really embodies the King of Swords in this reading. I'll pull out another card for that, and it's the Justice card. Which is really interesting to have the Justice card linking to the King of Swords and licking his wounds, licking his or her wounds, because maybe you feel like something should be done a certain way, but in reality, it's, even if you think it should be done in a certain way, it might be a time to release those expectations, because you might just get more wounded. And moving into the Eight of Pentacles, a good choice might be for some of you to be the wounded healer, and that includes healing yourself and letting go of the expectation. And then For your mental reality, you have the Moon card, which is an interesting card to have because it could be murky, but it could also be illuminated. This is one of those cards where it could really make or break it, because here you see that the figure is moving and above the illumination, but you see that there is a bit of a distraction, or there is a bit of expectation or altered reality. So I'll pull out 3 cards for that one. So there's the Knight of Wands, the Sun, and the Magician. So this is interesting because it seems like with the Moon card there are messages that might be already said or that you might be aware of, because this is there's not a lot of fire in this energy, but there are in the reading, but there's the Nine of Wands. So it seems like it has to do with maybe controlling the fire, because the dragon is standing out to me. And maybe the message is there, or there's stuff that you already know that has to be done, but it isn't getting done. So that really puts into perspective of the Magician card, of what can you do in this situation to get you out of the 7 of Pentacles position and into the 8. I feel like with this reading it could take a little bit of time, but my perspective on it is to be able to be more free-flowing instead of having stagnant energy. So I'll pull out one more card for this reading. And you have the 6 of Pentacles. And it gives a perspective of who are you in the situation. And is there a broader outlook on this? Or is it just giving it like a narrow perspective? So I'll get a card out from the Magical Unicorns Oracle. And it's Curiosity. Start a new project related to something you're curious about. So with the Leos, you might be interested in something that may be unknown. It's pointing at the horn or looking at the horn. Maybe there's something else that might be better to catch your eye than something that is more likely to not be the best for you at this point, maybe for the future. I'm really getting the 7 and 8 of Pentacles from the last reading, that it's going to be more of those practical actions that really make the situation prosper, because it seems a little stagnant right now. But with those 2 cards, it could also bring out the Ace of Swords position, where there is more of a interconnectedness with those mental thoughts, being able to connect it with the maybe emotional trauma, or even physical. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. And if you have any questions, or if you'd like to contact me, you can email me on my email or my website. So thank you again, and I'll see you in another video.